Hey everybody, it's the Mtgnoob here, and this week I will be presenting you the Naya Humans list that top-aided GP Verona. Let's talk about the mana base real fast. You got 4 Foundries, got a Clifftop Retreat, you have 4 Temple Gardens, 2 Sandpetal Groves, a Rootbound Crag, 4 Stomping Grounds, and the card that control players hate, Cavern of Souls. Okay, quick talking about anything that's not a creature in the deck, like it's a sin. 4 Searing Spear. Ouch. That's a dagger to the heart. Everything else is a creature, and more or less is a human creature. The one card that I find is possibly missing from this deck is the Silverblade Paladin. He's really quite nice with a large champion of Parish, but I guess considerations were made to not play him, and I obviously am not a very good deck designer. So let's just go through the list. That's my one main concern from the main, and I have a concern in the board as well. But hey, let's talk about the deck. For Experiment 1, he's usually not going to be very, very large, but the good thing is he can regenerate, and a lot of your 2 drops bump him up, and then your 3 drop bumps him up, and then of course you can take off counters. He gets the bonus from Mayor of Averbrook, so he's a good dude at the 1 drop. You need all the 1 drops you can play for the most part. Champion of Parish is an all-star in the deck. Everything in the deck grows him outside of Gore Clan Rampager. He gets pretty large, as why I do like seeing him paired with Silverblade Paladin. Boros Elite, she packs a punch, especially when you get things going online. Okay, Burning Tree Emissary allows you to go, oops, I just played a bunch of power on the board, and what are you going to do about it, bro? Flinthoof Boar, obviously an all-star, although not a human, just like Gorklan Rampager, gives you a lot of punch for a cheap cost. Usually it's a 3/3 with haste on turn 3. Then you have Lightning Mauler, which pairs with a lot of things. Most likely you can pair anything with the Lightning Mauler, because it is a beating and a half. Going turn 1, Experiment 1, or any 1 drop for that matter, into Burning Tree Emissary, pumping any of your dudes except for Boros Elite, and then playing a Lightning Mauler, and then pairing these is usually minimum 6 damage every time, which is very, very fantastic. Then you have your, I also want to be a pain in the butt too, mid-range and control decks, Thalia. She's really, really great at stopping Farseeks, making things cost 1 more, is just so backbreaking in this format, and being a 3/2 first striker with a Mayor of Averbrook on the field is pretty important and blocks a lot of things that are problematic for you. Mayor of Averbrook is an all-star in the deck. Even when he flips and he's crapping at wolves, there's nothing wrong with that. But you really just want him as a 1/1 that buffs all your other humans. Finally, another all-star in the deck. Well, let's not say finally. Gore Clan Rampager can be a 4/4, but usually it's just like, oops, I just plus forward my guy with trample in 1. So he's in the deck for his Blood Rush ability, but he also can be played as a vanilla 4/4 with Trample. I guess he's not so vanilla since he has Trample, and he is a bitch to cost. Frontline Medic is probably one of my favorite cards in the set, and I picked him up pretty cheap, so I'm happy about that. The 3/3 ability is, being 3/3 is pretty relevant as he blocks pretty well. He doesn't get through Reckoner, but what does these days? The fact that he can sacrifice himself to counter Rakdos Returns, which don't really do much against you, Sphinx's Revelations, which do a lot against you, and of course Bonfire of the Damned, which do a ton against you, is just amazing. Miracled Bonfires never look so sad, but more or less you want him for his battalion ability, because whenever he attacks, all your guys are indestructible, which makes their blocks a nightmare. So that's the main deck. Let's talk quickly about the sideboard. Now, as the deck was constructed, I don't think the person who made it, I think his name's Samuel Estradi. I don't think he really considered a heavy Reanimator metagame. I'm not him, so I can't really say if he did, but it doesn't seem like he has a lot of concession to the Reanimator matchup. There's no Rest in Peace, no Grafdigger Cage, or no Ground Seal in the sideboard, so he's just trying to beat them before they go nuts, which is pretty fine. Boros Charms come in against anything that with sweepers and control. Well, the original concession I said something in the board was I almost want to play the Boros Charm in the main deck, but the fact that it can't hit creatures is pretty bad news bears. Nearheath Pilgrim comes in and can combo for the infinite life if they block and it's paired with Boros Reckoner, but more or less it's in there just to gain you some damage in the aggro wars. Pacifism is for public enemy number 1, Boros Reckoner, and most likely public enemy number 2, which is Thragtusk. Putting this on a dude really is a cheap answer to a problematic creature when you're trying to win the creature matchup. Flames of the Firebrand really deals nicely with other aggro matchups, with like zombies coming to mind, other human decks, other mono red decks. It takes care of problematic dudes and can just be 3 to the dome if you need that final lightning bolt-esque effect. Fiend Hunter takes care of big problematic dudes. It's really annoying to have something in the way, and Fiend Hunter takes care of it nicely. Finally, 2 Boros Reckoner is, I guess, a concession to just how good the card is. You do want it in some matchups. Honestly, I couldn't tell you which matchups I want it in, but I think it's aggro, control, and mid-range, because it's a pretty problematic card for everybody. Alright, so this has been the Mtgnoob. I will be bringing you some matches shortly. Thanks for watching, and please check out the mtgnoob.com.